Legendary Niche Fragrances Part 3. This is going to be the grand finale. I'm going to give you guys the past 10 years, the best release, in my opinion, of course, from the niche fragrance world. So stick around, you know how we do it. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another video. Max Forti here. You already know to smell good is definitely a great way to make a great impression, a lasting impression at that. So every fragrance I'm about to lay on you will definitely give you that edge. So guys, if you're into smelling great and standing out from everyone else or standing out in the crowd, these will definitely help you do that. Do me a favor, if you do enjoy the content, if you do like what I do here, all I ask for is your support. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you do enjoy these kind of contents, of course, hit your bell so you get these videos straight into your feed. Part 1 and Part 2, which we covered 20 years, I'm gonna link them below and of course up here, but of course this is gonna be the last part, Part 3, which will cover the last 10 years, 2014 all the way to 2023, the best releases for each year. Kicking the list off here from Tiziana Terenzi, this is going to be L'Albano Nero. I talked about this fragrance here on the channel many times. Since the inception of this fragrance back in 2014, I actually reviewed for you guys and talked about the full collection of Tiziana Terenzi up to that point. L'Albano Nero is basically a cognac / tobacco based scent. This is resinous, it's ashy, powerful, beastly. A lot of people compare this to Black Afgano from the Nasomato line, although this does not have the cannabis note. So it goes into a different direction, more boozy, definitely more tobacco here. I don't even think there's tobacco in Black Afgano. So this is basically, like I said, cognac, tobacco, resins, ash, very smoky, long-lasting, powerful, definitely a masterpiece release for 2014. If you guys haven't tried this one, guys, give it a shot. If you like what you hear, I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. Speaking of tobacco, we're talking honey, we're talking spices. This is arguably one of the best tobacco niche fragrance releases over the last few years. Everyone talks about this. I'm hard pressed to think about anybody that could smell this and not really be enchanted by the smell of this fragrance. Of course, from the 1861 collection of Xerjoff, this is Naxos. This is a vintage bottle from the actual year of 2015. What you find today is not going to be looking like this, but the scent itself is going to pretty much be the same profile. The only difference is you're going to lose about maybe 2 hours in longevity. Whatever's available today has been slightly reformulated, but this one here, if you find this particular bottle, it's a beast. But even whatever's available today, I do have a current formulation. I get 10 plus hours with that. This one here is 12 plus, but this is going to be, again, tobacco, spices. There's a creamy sandalwood in the base. If you are a tobacco fragrance lover out there, this is just simply a must. As you see here in this last, Part 3, the grand finale of the best legendary niche fragrances of the world, the last 10 years, we've had incredible niche Italian brands, surfacing with incredible releases. This is Alessandro Gualtieri, which is the nose behind this fragrance, and the founder of this brand. This is, of course, the very artistic brand of Nasomato, also from Italy. This is Baraonda. Definitely one of my favorite whiskey, boozy type scents of all time. This is whiskey, it's boozy, it's oaky, a little bit spicy. There's some brat seeds here. Definitely resinous, long lasting. We're talking, most of the fragrances I'm gonna talk about in this list, if not all of them, will give you 12 plus hours. And Baraonda is no different. If you do love a great boozy whiskey based scent, this is, again, a must try. One of my favorite boozy fragrances of all time. 2017, we had a very intriguing and dark sort of a fragrance from the house of Kilian, or by Kilian. Of course, we're talking about 2017's release, Black Phantom. Absolutely intriguing, absolutely mysterious, dark. We're talking dark chocolate, coffee, rum. So it's a boozy, coffee, dark chocolate, gourmand kind of a facet. You do have almond, which gives us a nutty feel as well. Again, borderline gourmand, but mostly a woody, spicy, very intriguing, very long lasting, and very captivating type of a scent profile here. Sandalwood, caramel, vanilla, tonka, and vetiver are some of the other notes coming through in the base, which, again, long-lasting, earthy, a little bit smoky as well. You can almost feel this incense-y kind of a vibe, earthy, due to that vetiver in the base, which is quite prevalent. But again, caramel, vanilla, very borderline gourmand, like I said, with the dark chocolate, the coffee note. Incredible. This is amazing. If you do love a dark, mysterious, sweet, and sassy kind of a fragrance, definitely check this one out. This is great for evening wear, romantic settings, dress-up situations. Amazing stuff right here, guys. Fast forward to 2018, we have a fragrance here from the house of Moresque. This is from their secret collection, which is definitely my favorite of what they have to offer. And this is 2018's Sol Batik. I've talked about this fragrance many times. It's made incredible top lists for me. And basically what this is if you took the A-Man Mugler vintage kind of a formulation, or intoxicated from by Killian that I just talked about, and you fuse that with tobacco, leathers. There's a fragrance that was long discontinued from Armani called Attitude Extreme. Put it all together, this is what you get here. Encapsulate this leather, tobacco, spicy, amazing stuff. You do have honey, sweet facets in here as well. Not quite gourmand, very much a woody, spicy, aromatic. You do have lavender here as well. This is an absolute masterpiece, guys. If you haven't tried Sol Batik, definitely try this fragrance. This is a powerhouse. You wear this fragrance, it's gonna announce your entry way before you enter the room. After you leave, it's gonna be there for hours on hour. People are definitely gonna know this person was there because I can still smell them. And if you do go on a date with this fragrance, this is gonna linger for quite a while. You know what I'm saying, guys. Sol Batik here, 2018, the best release for that year, period. You can most definitely feel and see a commonality in the tonality of these fragrances, in the profiles. You know, these fragrances, all of them will have the wow effect, which is always, for me, boozy facets, tobacco facets, leather facets. Those are the wow notes for me. So all the fragrances, as you can see, will have that. So these are the most standout fragrances for each year, of course, in my opinion. 2019, this particular release has all that I love in a great wow factor fragrance. We're talking whiskey, we're talking leather. There isn't tobacco here, but you have honey, you have amber, and this is from Niche. This is Nafs. If you guys know this fragrance, you know how much of a beast this is. With all those notes I talked about, the leather, the whiskey, the honey facet. The one thing that sets this apart is the addition of oud. There's definitely an animalic / skanky medicinal oud here that definitely makes this fragrance stand out, along with the whiskey booziness, the woods, the spices, the balsamic vibes that this has. It's resinous as well, absolute beast. In fact, from everything we're talking about here, with the two other ones that I'll be mentioning, actually everything here is pretty much beast mode, of course. But this one here will probably be the most quote-unquote skanky, medicinal kind of a vibe here, or the most daring fragrance, I should say, on this list. You do have some floral components here that will add to the animalistic feel that I talked about, such as jasmine. There is an indolic jasmine here. Along with that leather, there's geranium. Absolute stunning fragrance, guys. That whiskey note here is just absolutely incredible. As soon as you spray this on, you're gonna be taking, you know, it's gonna take your breath away. You're gonna smell that first opening, like, wow, what is this fragrance? I must try this on skin. But again, be warned, there is a very heavy animalistic heart note here. Fades away after a while, but you know, be prepared. It's gonna be animalistic, boozy, woody, and definitely balsamic / resinous. Nafs from Niche from 2019, my favorite release for that year. Going forward now to 2020, this is right during the pandemic, and this is something that I was, you know, just blown away when I tried. First of all, this is a brand that I never knew, never heard about it. This is a French brand of Les Indémodables, and the fragrance we're gonna highlight today from 2020 is Vanille Havane. So it's basically a very gorgeous tobacco infusion with a honey, vanilla, woody, spicy kind of a scent profile. But the tobacco here is definitely the star player, hence the fact Havane, so it's highlighting a Cuban tobacco here, the vanilla note, the floral undertones, the spicy notes. This is balsamic, it's resinous, again, it's very powerful, but you do have a very prominent, heavy Maduro tobacco vibe in this fragrance. So you must enjoy heavy tobacco, you know, pungent fragrances to enjoy this one. Otherwise, you're not gonna like this one. This is not gonna be for everyone. This juice will stain your clothes. It's very heavy, concentrated, long lasting, probably one of the most long lasting fragrances here. And like I said, when you do try Les Indémodables, specifically Vanille Havane, you're going to be blown away because this is quality through and through. Antoine Lee was the perfumer here, and he's an incredible nose, as we all know, and he did a masterpiece in this tobacco. There's gonna be a couple more fragrances here with tobacco, of course, but this one here really highlights and emphasizes, this is, I would say, the most forward tobacco fragrance on the list. So if you do love tobacco, this one here is a must-have. Forget about must-try, this is a must-have. If you love tobacco, this is something you definitely wanna have in your collection. 2021, we have a fragrance that most of you watching this video will probably never have heard about it. This is a true hidden gem and a modern masterpiece. From the House of Elysir, the nose behind this fragrance is a master perfumer, Pierre Negrin, and the fragrance we're talking about is simply called Noir. Elysir Noir. I call this my little black onyx stone. This is a very powerful fragrance. This is gonna have all the classy components of a great fougere, the lavender, the vetiver, the oak moss, all the great fougere or / barbershop fragrance profile that we come to love. But this is going to be surrounded or encapsulated by this amazing animalic leather facet. We're talking a civet note, It'll dry down smoother, but the beginning into the heart is quite daring. So again, not gonna be for everyone, but I think this is a true masterpiece. If you like fragrances like Zing from L'Artisan, which that goes into a animalic / leather gourmand. This doesn't have anything gourmand about it. It's herbal, it's leathery, it's animalic, even a little bit smoky and incense-y in the dry down. Amazing stuff, guys. If you love a great leathery fougere, this is a must try. In the same vein as the old vintage Bel Ami kind of a stuff, but a lot skankier, a lot more animalic, and incredibly long lasting. It's an extrait de parfum, and it is freaking long lasting. You put two sprays of this stuff right here. Trust me, this garment will smell like this for days on out. Noir from the house of Elysir, an absolutely fantastic modern masterpiece, guys. If you have tried this fragrance, let me know. I'd be curious to see if anyone out there watching this video have had any experience with this fragrance, because like I said, modern masterpiece right here. Before I give you guys the last 2 years, 2022 and 2023, of course, the favorite releases for each year, I want to actually invite you to an international niche perfume convention happening in New York City this fall. Of course, it is fall at the time you're watching this video. So in another couple of months, there's going to be, of course, the dates are going to be December 5th, 6th, and 7th. So 5th through the 7th of December, first weekend in December. There is an international niche convention happening every year in New York City, in the heart of the city, Chelsea Industrial to be exact. All the information below. Check out ScentXplore.com and join us. This event, I'm telling you, if you love niche perfumery like the fragrances I'm talking about here today, many of the brands featured here will be at ScentXplore, an incredible new up-and-coming rising star niche brands that I myself will discover this year. Every year there's new brands. Of course, there's your usual suspects, you know, the brands we come to love, Xerjoff, Marley, Amouage, so on. As Roja Dove will be there this year. Roja himself will come and do a masterclass. So there's a lot of great information for you between those masterclasses, workshops. We're going to be talking about very thought-provoking themes, you know, the state of the niche perfumery today, what's to come, the influence of AI in creation, new compounds, new synthetic molecules from fragrance and flavor companies of the world that will be there as well. So check out the information, guys. Do not miss out. And of course, there's a great bonus. As you walk through the venue, you get an international niche perfume package to welcome you with samples from all the different brands, including previews from new releases from next year and brand new releases that are dropping this December. Guys, check out details below. I can't wait to see you there. I believe the after party is sold out at this point, but you do have a few hundred tickets still available for the event. We're expecting thousands of people as we do every year. And of course, I can't wait to see you there on December 5th through the 7th. For 2022, we're gonna highlight a fragrance here that I believe won a lot of prizes, and rightfully so. This is a Cécile Zarokian. I had to have Cécile Zarokian in this top list here because she is one of the best noses out there today. I think when it comes to vanilla or ambery fragrances, she is absolutely second to none. Of course, she has other fragrances that she does incredibly well, but I think when it comes to vanillas and ambery scents, she is a master of that particular scent profile. And of course, we're talking about a tobacco scent here from 2022. This is none other than Amouage's Royal Tobacco. Another very dark, very opulent, very rich. And I reviewed this fragrance when it first came out, and I said back then, and I'll say it again, this to me started a new quote-unquote sub-genre of tobacco scents. I think because of everything that's encapsulated in this fragrance, the tobacco, the frankincense, the great notes. This is inspired by Cuba. They actually went to Cuba to be inspired by this fragrance. The whole briefing was based on Cuban tobacco, but then you have these Middle Eastern facets, such as the great frankincense. This is smoky, it's resinous, it's balsamic, it's spicy. It is an absolute beast. If you guys haven't tried Opus, Royal Tobacco, you're definitely missing out. This is, to me, one of the best fragrances ever made. When it comes to the tobacco genre, it's definitely in my top 5 favorite tobaccos of all time. Check this out, guys. If you haven't, at least get a decant. I know it's expensive, and because it's not for everyone, because it's quite mysterious, daring, dark, spicy, and very bold. So I'd say get a decant. With every fragrance I'm talking about here today, you can actually get a decant at perfume.com. Use my code MAX12, get 12% off site-wide. Get yourself a decant just like so. Carry with you, live with the fragrance, make sure it agrees with your body chemistry and your taste. When you're ready to pull the trigger, you can actually get yourself a bottle, itself, if you want to do so. But Amouage's Royal Tobacco 2022, this is a masterpiece and definitely my favorite for that year. But again, keep in mind that a lot of these bold fragrances will not be for everyone, and you should always try before you buy it anyway. But again, 2022, this was my favorite release, bar none. Best release for me from 2023, which is of course the fragrance that's going to close this video today. It's kind of a shameless plug, but it's not. Of course, the house of Niche Perfumes in partnership with ScentXplore. This is going to be Xenial. If you guys heard about this fragrance, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This fragrance has every single note I love. Of course, I was one of the co-creators of this fragrance, meaning the briefing, the story behind this fragrance and how it came about was an inspiration that I had for fragrances from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, the powerhouses, the Chypres and the Fougères. This embodies all of that, old school kind of well-dressed and sharp gentleman. That's exactly what you're gonna get with this fragrance. Do your due diligence, do your research, and find out more about Zinio if you haven't. But I'm telling you, for last year, I have to say this was the best release because I love this fragrance so much. This is basically single malt whiskey, suede leather, smooth, supple suede leather accord, and a tobacco in the base. But within those notes, you have other notes here that are incredible: oak moss, honey, laurel, lavender. It is blended to perfection by Chris Carbonell, which is the nose behind this fragrance, or Chris Maurice, however you know him. He's an incredible nose, definitely one of the best noses of our time, modern times. He's done, I would say, 85 to 90% of Xerjoff's top sellers and other brands out there. Again, do your due diligence, do your research, and you know what I'm talking about. Zinio, guys, if you love boozy, leather, tobacco, smooth, sensual kind of a fragrance, this will definitely rock your world, I promise you. And again, don't take my word for it, get a decant. This is available at perfume.com. You can actually sample this, and sample you should. But you can also find this if you have a Neiman Marcus near your house. You can go to the store and try there as well. It's available at Neiman Marcus as of last month, I believe. So guys, my favorite release for 2023, even though I was involved with it, of course, shameless plug here, but it is a great fragrance. And you know what? I will put this on today to prove you guys how much I love this stuff. This is no joke. If you guys are watching this fragrance and you have tried this, please share it in the comments. Let other people know how great this fragrance is, because it would be a shame for this to go unnoticed. I think from what's available out there, this, again, perfect combination between classic meets modern. I'll just leave it at that, guys. Zinio at the last spot here for 2023, my favorite release from last year, period. Get your nose on it, come back here, let me know your thoughts. Guys, thank you so much for your support. Again, this was the full list. And again, check out ScentXplore.com for a great niche perfume experience. I can't wait to see you there. Everything else listed below, check out the description of each video so you'll have discount codes, deals, links, anything that I can share with you to make your life easier and make your experience better. I will do it from a fragrance lover to another, of course. Stay tuned for more, and I'll catch you right here with another one very soon. Take care.